If your chicken and waffle tastes like dessert, you're doing it wrong. To me, chicken and waffles should be a perfect balance of sweet, salty, and spicy. All on a crispy, fluffy base to bring it all together. Welcome. I hope you enjoy this lesson on chicken and waffles. I like a yeasted overnight waffle batter for flavor and structure, but you don't need it. A box mix is fine. Technique is what matters most. If you want to make my exact dish, I'll leave the recipe to the waffle batter in the description below. The night before you want to eat your waffles, you want to mix the base of the batter together and let it rest overnight. The egg whites are kept separate and whipped to medium peak the next day. I mixed vanilla into chicken fat and then added in the brown butter and mixed into my batter before I fold in my egg whites. I fold my egg whites in 2 additions, and it takes a few minutes for each addition, and just take your time and fold them in gently. Once the egg whites are folded in, the batter needs to sit for half an hour before you make a waffle. This gives us plenty of time to prep everything else. First, we're going to start with our leek. We need to cut them in 2 ways. First way is we're going to cut them into what's called ito, which is long, thin hairs, basically, as thin as you can, and that's going to be used for garnish. Then we're going to use the middle of the leek, and we're going to chop that up and use that for our potato hash. Now, I like it spicy, but you can do this with just bell peppers if you want to as well. I'm using banana peppers and Fresnos today because those are my favorite. However, any chilies will do. We're also going to need to dice up some red potatoes. We're also going to need pre-cooked bacon chopped. I cooked my bacon the night before at the same time as I made my batter. We're going to fry our leeks for garnish at 275, 280 degrees or so. We want to go real low so that the way they crisp up and don't get too dark. These here are perfect, golden brown and crispy. Season them with just a touch of kosher salt. Let's make our syrup. We're going to start with chicken fat in the pan, throw in some fresh sage, cracked black pepper. Allow that to cook for a few moments, and then we're going to deglaze that with Elijah Craig bourbon. Elijah Craig is really not necessary, and actually Jim Beam makes a really good bourbon for a syrup because of the sugar content. Any good pure maple syrup will work great here. I add just a capful of apple cider vinegar. Helps balance the sweetness. You don't want to allow your syrup to boil too vigorously. You just want to reduce it down until it's thick enough to coat a spoon. Remember, when the syrup is hot, it's going to be a lot thinner than it will be when it starts to cool down. Strain your syrup using a fine mesh strainer. Clean and cut a chicken breast into strips and lightly pound them. We're going to make a simple flour dredge seasoned with salt and pepper. Pay attention, this breading technique is next level. Add the chicken strips and coat them well with the flour. Here's what they look like after the first flour. We're then going to lightly moisten that flour up with water. You want to hydrate all the flour that's on them without rinsing any of it off. Ideally, this is what they should look like after they've gone through flour and water once. The key to this breading process is actually squeezing the flour onto the chicken. Squeeze the flour around the chicken and press it into it. What the chicken looks like after you moisten the second breading. Notice how that paste is getting much thicker. This is what the chicken looks like after the third breading. When I hydrate the flour for the last time, I really just sprinkle a little bit of water because I don't want to rinse off all the work we've done. After the third coating, it's really breaded well. This final step is what really gives it that shaggy look. Now we're ready for the fryer. While our fryer is heating up for our chicken, let's blanch our potatoes quickly in a low temp fryer. We don't want to get caught with potatoes. We just want to cook the outside moisture off so that way when we put them in the saute pan, they get color really well. When we're ready to put it all together, fire our waffle, and then drop our chicken strips. Get our saute pan hot, a little bit of chicken fat, and add our potatoes that we blanched. We want to get our potatoes nice and crispy. Don't season until the end because we want them to crisp up. With our potatoes getting golden brown, we're going to move them to the side, allow the fat to get hot again, and then add our peppers and our leeks. Look at those chicken tenders, golden brown, nice and crispy. Absolutely beautiful. With our peppers getting some nice color, it's time to go ahead and season with salt and cracked black pepper. Go ahead and add our bacon. Look how crispy those chicken tenders are. Beautiful waffle. Let's go ahead and plate. First the waffle down, then the chicken strips on top. potato hash. Then we're going to go ahead and drizzle on our syrup. Beautiful. Last but not least, our fried leeks for garnish. Nice and crispy. A little bit of salty. Look at that dish. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful color. Sweet, yet salty. Savory, a little bit of spice. Nice crispy waffle, but soft. Beautiful, pillowy on the inside. Holds up to that chicken just like you want it to. And it's good. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this lesson on chicken and waffles. I couldn't wait to make this video. I hope you can't wait to try it. It's so good. Remember to cook with love.